not alone on this journey, as well as offers a pathway forward for the parents as well as the child. Aniesa maps out resources and tips to navigate getting our children support, while connecting with you through her journey and experiences as a therapist. It is as if she's there to hold your hand, which is something I know I have needed before. The practical advice is helpful for any parent, the case studies are relatable, and the message is clear and received. There is no perfect parent, but together we can. Introduction. I realize now that my upbringing was somewhat unique. It has not only shaped who I am, it has given me an invaluable approach to my work. I was born and raised in a little town in Johannesburg, South Africa. I never thought about it as a township, since our house had brick walls, glass windows, and the classic asbestos roof. We even had metal security gates. Fancy. I grew up in an era of apartheid, in a fairly strict Muslim family, and both my parents were classified as coloured. I met my husband Zain when I went to university, the first one in my family to go on to higher education. Zain is white and didn't have a particularly diverse upbringing, so he had the shock of his life when he saw my childhood home. When I first visited his home, I realized why. The divide between whites and non-whites was, and still is, huge. Despite opposition from his mum, we married halfway through my final year at university. Zain had to convert to Islam, the only way we could be married, so at least one of our mothers was happy. When I took my kids to see the house I grew up in, they wouldn't get out of the car for a photo as they didn't feel safe. It dawned on me at that moment how different our lives and our upbringings were, just like those of the people I work with. As an occupational therapist, OT, for over 20 years, I have worked with thousands of families from all backgrounds. I've helped a young woman dealing with sensory processing difficulties while trying to maintain a normal life after years of trauma and childhood abuse. I've worked in areas so poor that I had to use paper mache to make equipment such as walking aids, and in areas where owning multiple homes was the norm. While doing the first year of a science degree, I applied to study both medicine and occupational therapy. They appealed to me because helping others, healing, making people better, enticed me. I was accepted for both, and my mother had to decide for me as I was out when the phone call came in. She told me she knew I wanted to be an OT because I had been helping people to become more independent since I was young, and she chose correctly, although my main reasons would have been financial and the length of time I'd need to study before I could be independent. I particularly love being a pediatric OT. Parents initially bring their kids to see me because they may have problems writing, playing, eating, or sleeping due to sensory processing difficulties. Through occupational therapy sessions, the core skills we target improve. The kids are able to catch and throw better. They can kick a ball without falling over. Their handwriting no longer takes up the entire page, and it's more legible. Suddenly, they are able to open their smoothie as their fine motor skills improve. They become more independent and successful. Many of them are referred on for further assessments and end up with a diagnosis. Over the years, I've become aware of a cohort of kids being referred to me who do not have any diagnosis. They are struggling, at school or at home, with playing or writing, but their parents cannot get answers. All they want is for their children to be happy, to thrive, to succeed, simply not to have to struggle with what seems to come so easily to other kids their age. Parents want to connect with their kids and feel peace of mind that their kids will be okay. Trust me, when you have a child with additional needs, it's not about them getting into the top private school or playing rugby for the first 15. It's about them being able to get changed quickly enough after PE. It's about them being able to concentrate despite all the little classroom noises. It's about knowing your child can be independent in every way. But somewhere along the line, things start to go wrong. Subtle hints. Nothing glaring, but your instinct as a parent tells you something is off. They may sleep badly, struggle to socialize, not cope or go on playdates, find restaurants distressing. Through my own chaotic parenting journey, accepting and coming to terms with my boys, between them,